lot of these people had just had, I guess, initial charges, um, such as trespassing and things of the sort. Now, do you think as they begin to arrest more people, because I'm thinking maybe there's a strategy here where people are like, okay, well, they're only getting arrested for this, and okay, maybe they get a little time slap on the wrist, but once they get a whole bunch of these people in custody, and the next administration comes in, do you think that you will see the well-deserved heavy-handedness come to play of sedition and treason and attempting to overthrow the government?
With the people that initially went in there and were running around, I'm not sure we're going to see that with some of those people. You will see that on the higher ups that egg this on. I think a lot of people that were involved in that, they thought it was going to be more fun than it was, and usually the arrest is enough to trigger like the oh my god aha moment. What did we do here? I think the people that you caught in offices taking laptops, taking correspondence and these things, they're going to catch some heavier charges. And the further you go up the line on this, the people who egg this on, that's where you're going to get into to sedition and treason. But I think with some of the ones who were just there, to try to actually have a protest and just got caught up in the moment, I think the arrest will be enough to, give them that aha moment and like, yeah, this was probably not the best idea.
Okay. All right. Of course, you have a lot of people of color, like myself, who see the preparedness when you had groups like Black Lives Matter doing peaceful demonstrations. And I'm not going to sit here and say that some of those didn't devolve into some riots in some areas and stuff like that. Most of them peaceful, for the most part. But you saw a much more heavy-handed approach, by the various police organizations, the National Guard. You see armored vehicles, out there in full force. And then you had these guys show up, and these aren't necessarily the nicest groups. These aren't people out there selling baseball cards. You've got the Proud Boys, the neo-Nazis, white supremacists, all converging because they're all hyped up on this propaganda from the president and his supporters. Like, what did they think was going to happen? One, and then I know that most of the most of the police officers there, they did a good job trying to contain the situation. But there was actually video of where you see, I'm not sure if this was CPD, Capitol Police, or I guess whoever, opening barriers, letting these guys in. And so it's just like, was some of this an inside job? Did they really? Did you have people on the inside, from the various law enforcement agencies, in on this, thinking, okay, well, we're going to allow the overthrow of the government. Because, like in the grand scheme of things, we came this close to the entire Congress, being massacred. People don't realize how close that was. And
agreed.
You get into a riotous type of situation. Do you think these people are really going to be like, oh, well, that congressman is okay or that senator is okay? They just see the seat of power. And they go hog wild crazy in those type of situations.
It would appear, I'm going to try to take the high road on this one until I get some more information on it. I will say they were definitely overrun, which means they were woefully not prepared for that situation.
Right.
From the footage that I've seen, it would definitely appear that some of the officers down there may have had some of the same viewpoints and sympathies to some of these people. I'm also thinking there's a point where they were all in communication through this whole time. The officers, the Secret Service, they had to be. I'm thinking there's a point once they got the senators out of there, like, we're about to get overrun. Is it just until we get some backup? Is it just a point we just let them in, and we can keep them corralled, but just let them into certain places. If they go too far, they're going to get shot. We saw that happen with one of the young ladies.
Yeah, one person did get shot by them, and they had it coming to them. I mean, sorry.
She did, but you never like to see anybody go through that. And my condolences go out to her family, for her getting shot. But ultimately, she was in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe she was a former Air Force veteran. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct. I've heard the same things on the news, which is
right.
We as veterans, we swore an oath to both protect our Constitution and country against enemies and terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Right. Obviously, during that, somebody forgot about those oaths that they took. To me, those oaths last a lifetime, whether you're still in or you're not. I'm not going to commit sedition for anybody in this country because I swore that oath as a former Army soldier. So it is what it is.
It is what, I think